All right. Ready?
Yep.
All right. God dang, man. All right. I can't hold on.
The Kick and Makeup MMA show is brought to you by Neon Energy Drink. Light it up.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm going. Go on, then. Can I kick it?
We started laughing. Come on.
All right.
Just hey. Hey, what's up?
Should we tell everybody? Like,
Yep. Hello.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kick and Makeup Show. I'm the American Hybrid, Nick Cunningham. With me, as always, JD, Dorsey, Jeremy. Jeremy, JD, Dorsey. I'm going to mess up your name today. That's how we're doing this. So this is take two. I'm just going to throw it out there. This is take two of all the intro because the mic wasn't on. So that's what we're sharing our life with you. As you can see, we are live from the living room.
Yes.
We are back in the living room.
Not in Vegas.
Not in Vegas. As we said to you, last few months, we were going to go to the UFC Fight Week, cover everything. You guys know, because you're awesome fans of the show, JD's injury to the knee happened a few months ago. Happened again.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I got some video footage if you guys want to actually see what happened this time. So here you go. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean,
Yep.
I guess in all realness, I was just walking, man. My rehab was going great. Just walking with my brace on, and all hell broke loose in my knee and retore everything that got, fixed up before. So needless to say, that took out UFC 200 for me/us. So we are here in the living room. Super disappointed about it, but that doesn't mean that we won't still provide, the best coverage that you can buy on the internet when this is free. So
I mean, are we charging these days now?
No.
I didn't know that.
But I mean, it's free, so that means whatever you get from us, you should just be happy that you get it.
That's true. So live from the living room, live from the bathroom, maybe next week.
Yep.
Live from the basement.
Yep.
You guys
Who knows? It could be anywhere.
Live from the bathroom. How about live from? No, we can't do live from a live bathroom where people just walk in and out.
And I would go to the bathroom.
Background noises. I'd be too distracted by that.
Yeah, I'd have to be paying attention to who washes their hands after they go to the bathroom.
It's just me and you there, like, hey. I think you missed something. I think you missed something. And the whole world, and when I say whole world, I mean a few Kick and Makeup fans just saw you be nasty. So yeah,
House cup.
That's
like house cups,
man. Bring it.
House cup.
I haven't had a house cup in years, man. Can we talk about house cups just really quickly? So when that happened, obviously you guys know a house cup, man. You have a keg or something or whatever, and house cup gets to break the line, be with their cup. The house cups grew over the years to like serving bowls eventually.
Epic
or like
proportions, yes.
They started with like, maybe your name on like the red cup.
Yep.
And it was still just the house cup. And then it turned into like the Stein. Then it turned into like the huge
cooler.
I was like, oh man, this is getting out of control. So I missed the house cup, so I'm not mad about this house cup.
Okay, cool.
Let's get the particulars out of the way because it is UFC International Fight Week. There's so much going on. It's Thursday, July 7th, so it's underway and
big time.
And things are underway. So we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Neon Energy Drink, www.glowenergy.neonenergyclub.com. Big shout out to them. Love the drink. Loving it right now. I mean it when I say I need my caffeine in the morning. So there it is. Gonna get into the system here pretty quickly. And a big shout out to Analog Arcade Bar at 302 Brady Street, Davenport, Iowa. Still our home. We'll get back there.
We'll be back sometime.
Got to give them a big shout out for letting us come there every episode. We missed a few. We came back like nothing. We were there again. They're still cleaning the skee ball machines every Monday right when we do the show. It's madness behind us. So big shout out to them. They've got some cool stuff going on this summer, so check them out. We're still going to hopefully do something in the fall again. Because that place is awesome, and
of course,
it was an awesome time last time for the tournament, and why not do it again?
Yeah.
So get the particulars out of the way as well, or continue to get the particulars out of the way. I just like saying particulars.
Particulars.
It's
a good word.
Particulars. www.kickamakeup.com is the website. Go there, check out all of our past shows, pictures we've done, things like that. The Facebook group page. Go ahead and add yourself in and check out nothing like.
On occasion, it's a good place to be in
Yeah.
case we decide to talk.
When we decide to do something, you'll be ready. The alert on your phone, like, "Ooh, look, my alert went off." It's been 7 months since they've done anything on Facebook. But where it's at, where the party's at. Where the party at? Was that an old song? I just thought about that with like just the Brat was the Brat on the remix and everything. I mean, that was a good song. All right, so where the party at is at Twitter, Kick and Makeup. At Kick and Makeup is Twitter's and the shows. It is. I always say it's Twitter's because it is Twitter's, but it's the shows. At Kick and Makeup, at Hybrid MMA is mine. At Jeremy JD Dorsey is yours. Go check out Instagram. At Kick and Makeup, and then YouTube. You're watching YouTube. Thank you. If you're new, welcome. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. I had an idea too of going to door to door and dropping off, some little flyers. Make them. Obviously, you make them yourselves. We're not gonna pay for that, so make them yourselves. Go out to Lowe's, get some spray paint. Go spray paint houses. Go spray paint your neighbors' houses, the yard, their cars, garages, maybe their kids. Like their kids are getting ready to. There's nothing illegal about that, is there?
Nope.
Like their kids are getting ready to go to school, and you're like, "Oh, Kick and Makeup." Shh.
Yeah, just put a K on them.
It could mean like, I don't know what else it could mean. Stuff. So do that. Make some stickers. Take the stickers around town to businesses, police stations, fire stations.
Right.
We're not condoning
Hospitals.
this.
I
We're
know a lot
saying
about hospitals lately. Outpatient surgery centers.
outpatient surgery centers. Boom. Kick and Makeup.
Yep.
Everywhere. Do you know Uber Everywhere yet? Did you check that out?
No.
Every time I say everywhere, I think of the Uber Everywhere song. You still haven't? Nope. You have a lot of time on your hands, so would you please check out Uber Everywhere?
Around right now.
Okay.
You hearing voices now? There's nothing playing in the background.
No. But when I edit the show, there will be.
Oh, shoot. I messed it up. All right. I get it. Now I got what you're doing. Dang it, man. All right. So, all that's done. Let's talk about.
Let's talk about who else is done.
God, UFC Fight Week. So last night, Johnny Jones. Wow, I don't even know where to start. So we'll just here. Why don't you? I've been hogging the mic. Report it. Report the news, man.
Yeah, if you haven't been paying attention to your MMA news, your regular sporting news, whatever, as I was yesterday, following Dwayne Wade signing with the Bulls, I was just all over the internet, reading about that and watching SportsCenter. They pop in with a news conference saying how John Jones is off the UFC 200 card for an anti-doping issue. And that's pretty much it. He's off the card. They are looking for replacements. At the very last minute, I've heard of stuff being like,
This is it. 2 days notice, man.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. He's actually holding a press conference right now, actually. So when we're done with this show, obviously there'll be a little bit more
I'm gonna turn it on now
coming out. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's at 10:30. I don't know if it's on ESPN press conference or if it's just a UFC press conference. But 10:30
benefits of being in the living room studio.
10:30 a.m. He's holding a press conference. Yeah, USADA. They said they caught him about a month ago.
Right.
So then people were asking Dana White some questions of, why now? Like, and he said, once they catch you, they do all these other tests to make sure it's positive and what's going on. So they waited till right now to reveal it. God, bad time. I mean, like, you couldn't have
Horrific
said
timing.
it last week. I mean, you couldn't have. You had to do it like 2 days before. Like,
yeah. And I mean, there's so many of those things that happen, and you don't find out about it until after the event. So I guess it's good that they got it before the event. I don't even know which was better, if it would have been before, or the way that it normally goes down, it's afterwards. But yeah, it's got to be horrible for the UFC and everything with the timing of it all, because man, you might be able to do something with a week or two's notice. I think the sample they said was taken during mid-June.
Yep.
And I mean, man, you think that you'd be able to flip that result in a week or so. I mean, whatever test you got to do, I can't imagine that there are that many people that are testing, or in that their organization is that small that they can't sort of speed up the process a little bit just to get out word to organizations and stuff, so that you don't run into situations like this.
So what I understand too is that he can test a B sample.
Right.
That is his saving grace, I think, is this B sample. And if that comes back, negative, is it split then? Is there like a C sample because you got A sample positive, B sample negative? Is there a C sample that breaks it up and says?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I have no idea. It looks like he's facing a possible 2-year suspension. If it goes through, which originally I thought, how does the UFC make this work for them? And I said, well, then obviously this fight is the main event at New York. John Jones is from New York. New York's in November. Jones, Cormier 2, main event. But if he's suspended for 2 years, that doesn't happen. If he's not, then that probably happens. But, man, they had, I watched the Daniel Cormier interview. He looks defeated, just defeated, deflated, everything.
Looked like I felt.
It was, I mean, yeah.
I'm sure he went through the same process, like, the anger and then the sadness, and then maybe he's gotten to the point where he accepts it now, but there's still a little bit of a saving
man,
grace
I mean,
left
that's
for him.
about as raw as you're going to get from a reaction live. He's like, I just heard about this 45 minutes ago, and here I am. What is it, like, 1 a.m. in Vegas? Like, God, what a weird time right now. So, main event now is Brock Lesnar and Mark Hunt. All right, like, that's cool. It's still a ridiculously awesome card, but this just, like, God, man, takes a gut shot.
Yeah, it's just the other when you have what's probably the best UFC card on paper that you've ever been able to put together, and you lose your main event, regardless of what it is, and regardless of how strong that card is going to take a big knock. So I know that Dana had been talking about how he was so happy with everybody on the card, and everybody stayed healthy, that everything had been going so smoothly, and then it's like nuclear bomb goes off.
I thought the same thing, man. I mean, I think a few people thought the same thing, like, wow, this is happening, like, everybody's cool, like, fight week's about to start, like, this, the massive events and things going on, like, this is going pretty well, and then this, and you just, I don't know, man. I we won't talk about this anymore because we got a whole slew of fights to break down, but I do feel for John Jones in this a little bit.
I do too.
I know people are gonna look at him as the villain and things like that too, but man, if he did it, that's crazy. But like, God, there's something else going on then, man. This dude's self-sabotaging to the 10th degree, and I don't know why. So
yeah, I know that I was speaking with one of our Twitter followers earlier today, Jody. Big shout out to Jody, but she was saying that when you're an addict, and John Jones is an addict, whether it's recovering or whether it's currently. When you're an addict, whether you have whether this, and I don't think this was an actual, recreational drug issue. This is probably a steroid or, blood doping sort of issue. But when you have that mindset of, being an addict, you feel like you can't get caught. And that if you do get caught, you can talk your way out of situations. And she was saying that that's probably exactly how he felt, that, hey, I'm never going to get caught, doing this. There's so many other people who probably do it too, and don't get caught up. But when you, have that sort of mindset, you're willing to do anything, you're willing to try everything. And especially with him coming back, I think he probably knew during his last fight that, man, something is different. Like it's not the same as it used to be. So I don't know if he just started doing that. It was kind of weird when he was preparing for his previous fight, how he had the whole body shift. Like that's always suspicious when you see
deadlifting 600 pounds.
Yeah, when you see an athlete, it is one thing when you have somebody who if you're at that level of MMA, 99% of those athletes have monumental work ethics. So you're telling me that before, when John Jones was a champion, he all of a sudden now has discovered something to make his body go through the transformation that it did on top of what he was doing before. Like, yeah, that's why it's hard to believe in. It's skeptical. I wasn't really skeptical at the time. I was like, oh, that's cool. But now looking back, you're like, well, you probably should have known, because it's crazy to see someone's body go through that sort of incredible shift like that and not think that, there's some sort of, we live in that era now. We live in the era where you have to doubt everything. You can't trust anything. And
9 times out of 10, it ends up being true.
Yeah.
So it's true. And now we just kind of wait. It is, get the press conference I can see they're going to do on ESPN. I don't know, man. Like we wait and see the next few weeks of what happens, but the train keeps moving.
Yeah, the big loser in this is Cormier, man. Like as everybody knows, if you watch the show, I don't really care for him that much, but I've been coming around on him. But beyond all that, beyond how I feel, it has to suck, because this is the guy who, Cormier's only lost once in his career, and it's to this guy. And you feel for him that, he had been training as hard as he has been training, preparing for this fight and getting ready for this, and to, avenge that loss, to overcome the biggest hurdle in his life. And, beyond all that, the payday. Like, I mean, everybody needs money, and I'm sure that he's not hurting, but when you are banking on something coming through, man, it has to hurt when you lose out on all that. And I give him kudos for coming out the way he did with that interview, less than an hour or 2 hours after he had heard exactly what had happened. So, man, just it sucks for him. And I really hope that, he gets a replacement. He's able to get that payday that he had lined up, and somebody steps up to the plate and they put on a good show for everybody.
Yeah, Gegard Mousasi has said that he will step up. I don't know. He was on the main card, or excuse me, the undercard of 200. Bisping has said he'll do it. I don't know, man. Gustafsson has said he'll do it. Obviously, there's a slew of people that say, like, I'm ready, put me in. But, if it doesn't make sense and it's short notice, it's not going to happen. Mousasi sounds like he's the closest one that will do it. So we'll see. But it's fight week tonight. Huge fight tonight, huge card tomorrow, monumental card still Saturday. So we're going to break down most of those fights, pretty much all of them from 200. But we're going to start with tonight. It's UFC Fight Night, Dos Anjos versus Alvarez on Fox Sports 1. Excuse me, on UFC Fight Pass tonight. The lightweight title's on the line. Dos Anjos versus Eddie Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez has, picked up some steam lately a little bit. Kind of have a resurgence from his old Bellator days. Dos Anjos has been pretty steady. I'm picking Alvarez. I think this is gonna be
his moment.
The moment. Yep. And I'm totally going off of momentum. I'm going off of that there's all these titles on the line, and one of them has to change. It has to. Like, there's 5 titles.
Yeah.
Somebody has to lose their title this week.
Yeah.
And I just feel like this is going to be the one. I think weirdly he gets it done, and I don't know. I think he said he was training like he used to train in Bellator, and I think if that Alvarez comes out tonight and pressures Dos Anjos, we see a new champion.
I think Dos Anjos gets this one. I think people kind of forgot about him ever since he wasn't able to fight and broke his foot. I think people sort of forgot about him and what he was able to do before that time. I think that he's just going to be too much for Eddie Alvarez, man. If anybody has something to prove in this fight, it's Dos Anjos. I think he lost out on a crap ton of money when he wasn't able to fight McGregor, so he's going to have to put on a performance that's going to boost him back up to that level, and I think that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, and it's too bad that this fight, I get what they're doing with Fight Pass, and they're trying to get more subscribers on Fight Pass, so they've been doing this lately, and that's a good idea, but man, this is such a good fight that it should be somewhere else. It shouldn't be on the main event of Fight Pass. This is a high quality, high caliber fight that should be on, the co-main event tomorrow on Fox Sports 1, or it should be like somewhere on this card, but it is, so Fight Pass, $10, get it. If you don't have it, we have no stock with the UFC, but I don't miss that $10 at all, ever, and I get to watch this fight tonight. I get to see some other stuff. We got some really cool behind the scenes stuff. So awesome fight, main event tonight. Pretty much the only other fight on that card is Roy Nelson versus your brother from another mother, Derrick Lewis, so this is a big fight for Lewis. I looked and saw he's ranked number 12, and Nelson's ranked number 10. Rankings don't really matter, obviously, I guess. Kind of they do and kind of they don't. But if he beats Roy Nelson, he's top 10 in the heavyweight division. And I still think he's like the guy to watch this year. Like, he's the one that's going to slowly make his way up and, be a challenge for some of these heavyweights on the top of that list, and I see him getting it done versus Nelson tonight.
Yep, I do too.
Right.
I can't go against my brother, so it's a situation where, like you said, he's been building momentum for so long now that you sort of expect him to come out and almost dominate. But I mean, you can't. Where Nelson has such power, such one shot knockout power that anything can happen, and I think that's all you can really ask for when you go into a fight as a fan, is that anything can happen. But I'm
looking forward to this fight.
Yeah, oh, man, 1 round.
Okay, and also I just thought Roy Nelson reminds me of the End character in like a fighting game where like you punch him in the stomach and his stomach absorbs the power, and then he just unleashes that stronger, one. Yeah, like that's how when I watch him, you just watch people tee off on his stomach, and it's like it doesn't do anything. Like it's crazy. So I'm looking forward to those two fights. Obviously there's a whole lot of other stuff going on in this card tonight. Some people I don't really know, honestly, or haven't followed too much. But these are the two fights to watch on this tonight. But what a weird vibe too for the first fight night when everybody's focus is still on Jones. It's just like this taints the weekend, man.
Yeah, it does.
It's so weird. I mean, not to keep going back to Jones, but I mean, today even the UFC 202 press conference is like in a couple hours from now. Nobody is really focused on that. They're all just like, they just took this huge blow, so that's just like the mood creeping in all over the place. Right. So I hope that's not the case, for the whole weekend. I don't think it's gonna be, but I know it's there.
Right.
It's
just there. It's the what could be.
Yeah.
And like I said, comparing it to me, I this whole weekend I think about what could be happening as opposed to just enjoying it for what it is.
Yep.
So I hope that the fights are so good that everybody forgets about this whole situation by the time Saturday rolls around.
Right. I know we've got the. So what do we do? Like, we got the John Jones press conference in the back. We got our show going on.
Yeah,
now.
we just keep doing the show and
All right.
peek up at that every once in a while, I guess.
All right. So tomorrow night, UFC TUF Finale, Fox Sports 1. Joanna Jedrzejczyk. I still can't say her goddamn name. Jedrzejczyk.
I forgot.
How do we not know how to say? I'm so sorry. Hey, if you're watching, Joanna, I'm so sorry. Like,
and it is our job. Like, we're commentators.
Jedrzejczyk. I hear other
We're
podcasts
commentators.
too, and I hear them say Jedrzejczyk. I've heard is close. That's why.
And we even
Joanna.
had somebody spell it out for us, but I forgot.
I forgot too, and I just read it like the first time I'm reading this. All right,
And I get so mad when I watch commentators and sports analysts and stuff, and they can't pronounce somebody's name. I'm like, that's your job. You're supposed to be able to do that.
I know.
And this is like the one name.
I should have woke up this morning and read it to myself. Like,
yeah, I know.
Jedrzejczyk.
We should always just write it down phonetically.
Yep, we're going to from now on. So she fights the champion. She fights Claudia Gadelha for the strawweight championship tonight. Tomorrow night. That's the main event of the TUF Finale. She got, Joanna got the decision win over Gadelha last time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I want Gadelha to win, but I think Joanna's gonna get it again.
Yes.
Some of the video I've watched of her hands are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I just think she is the better fighter of the two, so that's why she does it again. But fun season. Excuse me, I just burped on the mic. I hope that didn't come through. Probably did though, because it was kind of loud. So
if it didn't, everybody knows now.
I know. I feel like I have to tell you guys once again when that happens in case I don't, and you're like, ugh, nasty. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what happens. What do you think, man? What do you see?
I see it being relatively close early on, but Joanna just sort of pulls away as the fight goes along. I just think her punching power and her ability to sort of pick apart people is going to be too much. Like you said, I'd love to see Gadelha win this, but I don't
like
think that's gonna
trilogies.
happen.
I like rubber matches. I like when it's 1-1, and then that third fight you really see kind of who's the winner of the two.
Right.
So I'm shooting for that just to see, but we'll see what happens with that. Really interesting fight too. Ross Pearson versus Will Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Will Brooks left Bellator, and he left his lightweight title there to sign with the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
He's 17-1.
Mm-hmm.
Pearson is no joke, man.
No.
So I think it's
tough opponent, especially you think that coming from Bellator as a champ that they kind of ease you into it, but nope, throw you right to the wolves.
Yeah, so 17-1 is no joke of a record for Brooks. He's got a lot of steam coming into this. If he beats Pearson, he hurls himself into the lightweight division, which isn't a bad thing. That division needs nobody right now, really, but another person to potentially,
why not?
Let's
throw another name into the
the
deep end.
Yeah, so that's the TUF Finale. Obviously there's I'm not gonna lie, I started watching the season and then I kind of just trailed off a little bit, and so they're gonna have, I don't even know who is winning right now of the season. Like, just terrible, man. Like, I feel like I'm just terrible at my job sometimes.
You know what I feel like?
Like,
I feel like if all of this stuff with my knee wouldn't have happened and we would still be going, I'd be on top of every ounce of this. But that just sort of zapped the wind out of my sails to some degree.
It did a little bit. Before I thought like we have to watch TUF because we're gonna go cover the finale, so I have to know who's fighting. And then I don't have to watch the show right now.
And then pop.
Yep. So that's why. So there's gonna be a TUF champion tonight.
Yep. Fighting
tomorrow.
Fighting. Yep.
They fighting in the cage.
They fighting.
So, yeah, that's the finale tomorrow night. Man, this is impossible with this.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I've been waiting for a headline to pop up, but nothing is.
Just keep it on, man. God. All right, so I can't. This is really hard for me to have this press conference on the background. So, UFC 200. It's not with that guy, not with him. Main event. We just talked about that. So, what's going on? He walked out. He's mad.
Yeah,
Does that happen?
He looked like he left the stage.
Oh man! All right.
Or is it over that quick?
I don't know.
Okay.
Jeez. All
Now,
right.
okay, let's do some off the cuff stuff. We don't know what happened. We don't know what happened during this conference, so it'll be cool to look back. But my guess is, whatever he said was okay. I'm gonna guess that he kind of flew off the rails a little bit, and I don't really appreciate whatever this was with it being over so quickly. Unless there was more that we missed, I'm guessing his time where he talked was about
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah,
3 minutes?
If that is the case,
He made a statement that he read. Then
I don't know. If that was the case, he's even more of a douche than I felt
he
like
looked
he was
like he
before.
walked off angrily.
Right,
though. So who asked him? Somebody. What question did they ask him?
Did he answer any questions like that? That's my thing. If you if you fuck up, be a man, accept the consequence, and take your time in the frying pan.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know Cormier was, probably just as distraught. It didn't involve him directly, but he stood up there for way longer than that, took a whole lot more questions. And if like I said, we don't have the volume
I want to know. I think somebody, a reporter asked him a question that he didn't like, and I'm just trying to think of what could that question have been like. Why did you do this? Or like, did you think you were going to get away with this? It had to have been something like when you were blood doping or when you were doing this, did you know that you would be potentially messing up the biggest fight card in UFC history?
Right.
That would have to be the type of the question to be asked, and then him being like, I'm not going to.
And those
I'm
are the
not gonna
type of
take
questions
this.
that need to be asked.
Yep.
So if somebody asks that question, I love that speculation. I can't wait to go back and see exactly what happened. But yeah, like I said, you're getting this right off the cuff. This is not planned. We're just guessing and speculating. So it'll be cool to see if we're actually right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start at the bottom of UFC 200 and work my way up. We're not obviously gonna break down ridiculous style, but we're just gonna say so lightweight fight kicks off the preliminary card in UFC Fight Pass. Jim Miller versus Takanori Gomi. I always like a Jim Miller fight. I always like a Gomi fight. Like I look at these fights and I'm like, they're awesome, man. This card is ridiculous, man.
It really is.
That one I don't really know Jim Miller, I guess, because Takanori Gomi, he's kind of slowed down a little bit from his old Pride ways,
right?
But I still enjoy him. So that fight, I guess, this is weird. I don't care who wins. I'm just happy to watch this fight.
Yeah, I feel like Miller's gonna pick up the win.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a tough one to call because you don't know which sort of Gomi you're gonna get. We haven't really got, like you said, we haven't gotten Pride Gomi in a while. So, and Miller has kind of been sort of low key off the radar a little bit.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm guessing it'll be a good fight.
All right. Yeah.
It'll be a
Two
fight.
people will go in there. They will throw some fists. They will throw
gonna
some
fight.
kicks.
Yeah.
They fighting. That's what I'm gonna keep saying. They fighting. Middleweight fight coming up next. Gegard Mousasi. If he doesn't fight Cormier, which we'll find out probably the end of the day, probably. Musasi versus Thiago Santos.
Who also said that he'd be willing to fight.
Did he? Who else did? I mean, gosh, did
yeah, those were the only ones that I remember.
LeBron?
And,
did he say he'll fight?
LeBron, I don't know. Wade probably would, but I don't know about LeBron.
Okay. What about some of those baseball players that were throwing some haymakers this year?
So
there were some
lame.
baseball fights this year.
I
Think
can't
they'll
stand
think
that.
they'll fight?
Anybody who fights, if you're a pitcher, and that's usually how it starts. You're a pitcher and you throw a ball at somebody, you deserve for them to go up there with a bat and hit you over the head with it. Ooh. If you got a weapon, I need a weapon. And you started it with your weapon, I'm going to finish it with mine. So if somebody throws a ball at me, I'm coming up there with my bat and I'm aiming.
Man,
because if the ball hits me in the head, it's gonna do a lot of damage. So
it is.
I'm gonna try to do a lot of damage too.
What
and if you want to try to hit me in the ass like they try to do? Most of them are so good.
That's what I want to see.
They're pinpoint and they hit you in the ass and hit you in the thigh.
Then you should take a bat shot
with the bat Right for your ass.
Bat for the butt.
Bat for your ass.
Bat on butt action. All right.
Not to be confused with bat in butt action. That's two different things.
That's sodomy, and that's illegal. No, but that's a whole different. That's when they say, cut the camera, get off. Kids everywhere scarred for life watching that game.
Right.
All right, so
Oh my God, what's happening?
if that's more breaking news than John Jones. Welcome, Top Jones. Baseball player gets sodomized by bat at game. Oh, I don't like baseball, but that would seal the deal for me to never watch baseball again. Done. I'm done with the sport.
Over.
All right. So Musashi, I give it to Musashi. I like Musashi. I miss Strikeforce Musashi. I want Strikeforce Musashi back. He's fun to watch. Good ground game. Really hasn't been doing too much lately though. Again, so that's obviously I think why he's on the preliminary card for the UFC 200. But maybe not. Maybe he goes from preliminary to main event, just like that. It's just like that, folks. That's how fast you can do it.
Yeah.
So I can't have this on because now I'm watching the Suicide Squad preview, and now I can't do the show. It wasn't
the Suicide. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off, especially since Jones is off.
All right, man.
I couldn't do the Suicide Squad preview. Wasn't as bad as the sexy blonde woman laying on the couch or laying on the bed for the Viagra commercial.
I didn't even see her.
See, that's what I saw, and it
totally
distracting.
I can multitask to a certain degree.
Only so much.
I really want to see Suicide Squad, so when that trailer comes up, I just think of how much I want to see it.
And I really like Viagra. Apparently.
Can we take some Viagra before we see Suicide Squad? Like, we're not gonna see it together. I'm just saying, like, separately. Like, we just pop some Viagra. Go see Suicide Squad. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably super weird. Probably.
Never mind.
It's all right.
Gross. I'm not gonna do that. If you see me at Suicide Squad, watch the movie. Yep. You can test me and I will pass. Unlike Jones, Viagra free. All right.
Maybe that's what he got caught up for.
Oh man. Can we speculate on some just weird stuff that he got, like Propecia? Is that what else? Like pop dirty for Propecia. Does that help you with your hair? Or is that what it does? I think. So. What else? What's some
pop dirty for Propecia?
What else can you pop dirty for? That's just like super random. I don't know. Like I don't even know anymore these days.
I feel like if I make fun
Viagra
of some of the
too, like,
other drugs that I actually know about that people really take, that it probably wouldn't be cool.
Okay, if you're on Propecia, I'm not making fun of you.
Propecia's cool.
That was just the first random thing I thought of. Yeah. Like, all right, let's not do that. Let's not.
Antidepressants and stuff, you know.
Ooh, that's that's not cool. We're not gonna do that. Okay, moving on. Potential fight of the night: Diego Sanchez, Joe Lozon. Man, that's an awesome fight.
It is.
That one too. Again, I don't know because I always love a Diego Sanchez fight. I always love a Joe Lozon fight. Have they fought before? I don't think so either, but I feel like when I saw this, I'm like, have they done this before? But I don't know. I hope it's bloody. Mm-hmm. I hope it's just a ridiculous back and forth brawl. It has potential to be. Right now, I don't think in their careers a win for either of them is going to do a whole lot.
No,
but it's just fun. It's just a really fun fight. So don't care who wins that one.
I'm going with Lozon. I'd like to see him win.
I will go with Lozon too. All right, make it nice and boring.
Okay.
I'll go with him. Man, here's the fight though.
Fight of the weekend.
Here's the fight, and I want to say an interesting piece on this too because as I, just cut and pasted like the fight card just so I didn't have to type everybody out.
I noticed it too.
Why is Sage? Okay, so the next fight, lightweight fight. On the Fox Sports 1, Sage Northcutt versus Enrique Marin. He's the only fighter on here that's not in blue.
Yeah.
Why is he? Because
that means there's no bio available.
Is that what
for
it means?
Him. Yep. So like, if there's a link, like everybody else, you can click on them and learn a little bit more.
You're right, because everybody else is underlined and.
So yeah, and Ricky Martin, there's nothing. Is he? Maybe he doesn't really exist.
Is he? Sage Northcutt gonna go in there and be shadowboxing himself, and his alias is Enrique Martin. He just calls himself that on the weekends.
It's gonna be both of them. It's gonna be him. He's gonna go in there
He's
as
gonna turn
Enrique,
around.
with a sombrero on and all that stuff, and then he's gonna turn
Yeah.
around and run back out. Like, where's he going? Where's he going? And then he's gonna come out as Sage.
Oh God, please have that happen. That's the only thing that can make this
Yes,
this week
the only
better.
thing that
Is
can
if
make
Sage
this better.
Northcutt turns out to be Enrique Martin. Oh God, what a great alias too. Like, I want to have my name just be
Sage comes out with like an accent and everything. Like, I think that would be better. Like if it was
fans y everybody, and like Sage, knock it off to the UFC. UFC.
Now, that really would make it so much better because you can't have Sage or you can't have Enrique Martin actually be Sage Northcutt. It's better to have Sage Northcutt actually being Enrique Martin.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I love it. Enrique, good luck. Good.
yeah. I mean,
Enrique,
man.
if you exist, good luck.
And I don't know anything about him, so I'm not gonna act like I do. But I'm guessing you don't want to put Sage up against. Oh yeah, and I got work going on in my house too, getting some new siding.
I
FYI.
forgot for a second. I'm like, who is stomping around? It's so loud.
So if you hear any of that in the background, that's what that is. But yeah, if you're the UFC, you would think that you want to get Sage a win,
Yeah.
especially at this point. And
He just-
Sage, did you hear about him signing
Yeah.
an individual contract
Yeah,
now
with
with
Reebok.
Reebok
Yep.
and all that stuff? Like,
He has to win because they obviously now they just sign him for marketability purposes because of how he looks. That's obvious. So he do your job, Sage, and win decisively as you should because nobody knows who your opponent is, and we kind of know who you are. So win tonight or win Saturday night. Sure, we'll give you the win
and be happy. 'Cause-
Yeah.
and I can't wait to see your post fight.
Yeah, and then go pose, riding the MGM
lion. Oh God.
some weird Instagram picture. Like, that's what you do.
That would work.
Yeah, I got my win
work.
tonight, and he's just riding the
Yep.
line. All right,
Just a video of him going rah.
I got the win, guys. I got the Reebok RAR win. R stands for RAR and Reebok. All right. So, okay. Bantamweight fight coming up next. TJ Dillashaw. I feel like I was just commentating right there. I went back to my... I missed that too. TJ Dillashaw versus Rafael Assunção. Once again, God, I should have done some more research. Is this a rematch? Did Rafael Assunção fight Dillashaw before? Or he fought? I know he fought Faber. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So I like TJ Dillashaw.
I do too.
I want him to win this
I do
fight.
too.
I think he
I
wins
do
this
too.
fight. I want him to work his way back up. I think he beat Cruz back when he didn't. So I want him to get that chance again.
Don't agree, but yes, I hear you.
You don't agree?
No.
After that whole breakdown of the show when we
No,
broke
remember?
down
Yeah,
every
we remember we
round.
broke down and we didn't agree then. So I'm not gonna agree now.
You didn't change your mind since then? Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I would like to see how he looks. This is his first fight after that.
Mhm.
So see how he looks, see if he's still got the fancy footwork. Does he dispatch? Does he make quick work of Assunção? If he's up that level of where he has been,
Yeah, you would think he would.
I think so.
You would think he
So-
would, but yeah, it's always interesting when you have fighters who take a little bit of a layoff after a loss. So I'm wondering exactly what we're gonna see. If he's old Dillashaw, yeah, he should deal with the Assunção relatively quickly.
Okay.
I would think.
all right, giving him the win. The next fight, Johnny Hendricks versus Kelvin Gastelum.
Can I just say I don't like going through this card.
Because it reminds us why we're not there.
This is so good. Like, this is so good. Like, just looking at this Fox Sports 1 card is ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
I did think of it the other day when
Oh
I
my
DVR'd it.
God, man.
And I DVR'd the prelims. Usually I don't care about the prelims, but I was like, oh, God, man, these prelims are ridiculous. Get your moment in.
God, this is
Welcome to our life. This whole, like, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm just going through the motions of life this week. Like,
This is rough. All right.
all right, good. Don't cry.
All right.
I already did all my crying too.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Johnny Hendricks, Kevin Gastelum. I want to see what Hendricks looks like after his loss, his dismantling loss to Wonder Boy. Gastelum is on a good streak too.
Yeah.
I kind of want him. I want Gastelum to win this because he's on a good. I feel like he's on the upward motion too. Hendricks is not. They're kind of going opposite ways right now.
Right.
And so, but I don't know if you get the Hendricks, the haymaker Hendricks, and that guy that grinds it out. But Gastelum, I think, isn't gonna let him ragdoll him.
Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna give it to Gastelum. I'm
Yep.
gonna do that. Yep.
Man, tough fight to call. Both guys need the W really badly. I think Gastelum is in a position to be I guess I'll say he'll be more okay if he loses than Hendricks would. So I'm going to give it to Hendricks on that desperation factor. And I'm a Hendricks fan. I really want to see him come back to where he was at before. And I think this is going to be a good opportunity for him to start rebuilding. So I'm going to have to go against you on that one.
Okay, I like it. Then the Fox Sports 1 main event for the prelims, Kat Zingano versus Julianna Peña. Kat Zingano needs this win. Mm-hmm. She needs this win if she wants to fight Miesha Tate again for the title potentially, maybe. And she's right there for it. She's in the mix. Julianna Peña, she's won. I don't really follow her a whole lot, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know obviously she's, a tough winner, I believe. But I don't follow her enough as I should be, I think. So I need to be paying attention because if she beats Kat, she's in that mix of the little round robin for the bantamweight title. I don't know, man. I don't want to give it to Kat Zingano because I think she's going to win just because I know her more than Peña, but that's what I'm going to do.
So you don't want to do it, but that's what you're going to
do.
No, I love Kat. Had a great opportunity of meeting and interviewing her before, so I'm going to have to go with Peña in this one, though. I kind of think that Kat's time might be up. She had her opportunity, and I think that time has probably kind of passed her by at this point. She can change my mind with a big victory, but I think Peña is younger, more hungry, and is going to be able to get the W.
All right, man. Yeah, you're right. Can I switch my vote that quick? You convinced me.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. It's a good point. All right, so I guess we can transition right into the main card and say the same thing with this heavyweight. Look at the heavyweight fight that kicks off the main card is Cain Velasquez and Travis Browne, also known as a main event fight. Yep. Jesus, all these are main event fights. Everyone is a main event. All right. So, all right. Does Cain come out of his neck surgery?
I don't know. I don't know.
Can you guys hear me still? Can we do that? Can we do a show like this? Put our head down and do a show like that. He had neck surgery. He had a ridiculous camp with DC.
Yes.
That is the factor for me. Browne switched camps, I believe, and went to train with Ronda Rousey, and those guys, and I think that's why I said, like, the same argument you gave for Peña Zingano, you could give for Browne and Velasquez. Like, Browne's younger, Browne's hungrier, he's a little bit more violent of an ender than Cain. Cain kind of wears you out and drags it down and pulls you in deep waters and then wins. Browne wins, in spectacular fashion. Is that what happens this fight? Does he you think Browne gets it over Velasquez? I do too, man. So I want Cain to win because I really liked Cain as champion, as heavyweight champion. But I think Browne is just the spinning back elbows in those long ass knees and long ass kicks. I think it's a lot on the plate for your first fight back.
This is Browne. This is his moment, man. I think he's gonna shred Velasquez. I think this is gonna be crazy lopsided. Like, and I'm a big Velasquez fan, and I just think that Browne is gonna shred him.
I gotta quit picking who I want to win and saying that's like I want Cain to win with my heart, but I think Travis Browne it's too much for him right now.
Yep.
Especially first fight back, man.
Yeah,
Jesus. Throwing him
rough.
to the wolves. So, all right, let's move on to Jose Aldo, Frankie Edgar. This is probably one of the fights for the whole weekend that's got the most implications for later. So the winner of this gets McGregor if McGregor fights at 45 again, which we don't even know. Like that, we're waiting to see what happens with that till 202.
Right.
If he loses against Nate again, does he go back to his own weight class? Or if he beats Nate, does he just relinquish his belt?
Right.
This is for the interim champion, right? Are they doing an interim belt? I don't even know. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think it's just
I don't know. I'm gonna stick with that. I think check my stats and feel free to correct me, but I feel like the Edgar Aldo is for the interim champion, the interim featherweight champion, and then the unification will be when they fight McGregor later. I don't know. I feel like maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, but like you were saying, there's so much up in the air with that division when you have a champ who currently isn't fighting there. And I think that these guys, have a prime opportunity to sort of stake their claim right now.
Yeah. Edgar?
Nope. Aldo. Yep. You already know I'm a big Aldo fan.
I am
and this
too.
is my cheesy one where I go with the guy who I like more. But I think he's really gonna come out with something to prove after his loss. I think there's been enough time for him to recover from that knockout, and he's gonna come out with something to prove. And even with the way the last fight went down with him and McGregor, it was a flash knockout. I know it came so quick, so early in the fight that you want to think that the guy is washed up or something like that, but he's not, man. That was a flash knockout. I think Edgar, he could catch him with one, and it could end up going the same way. But I think Aldo is going to be over aggressive, and I don't think that Edgar is going to be able to withstand that. I think we got to go with what we know, and what we know is that Aldo is a top-notch, legendary performer, and I think that he's going to return to that.
I think that Edgar is going to. His footwork's going to be too much for Aldo, and Aldo's not going to be able to do what he usually does to other people because he can't catch Edgar. Right. So that's what I think is going to happen. Every time in the past I picked against Frankie Edgar, he's gone in there and been Frankie Edgar and made me look stupid. Yep. So I just going with him tonight, for the Saturday night. I just thought of something too. I haven't even checked what fight they added to the main card. So when I look at
probably
this,
move something up.
I don't think they just probably moved Zingano and Peña up. I think they're probably picking. Dude, did you think they would put Sage Northcutt on the main card?
No, only because I think Sage is a little bit too much of a mystery at this point, unless they're so sure that he's going to be able to destroy himself. Also,
I think they set it up nicely by picking this person that we don't know of. I just thought like either that or Dillashaw. No, you could just take your pick of who you want on there. But out of these, I'm like, I have a weird feeling that when I look and see who on there, Sage Northcutt's going to kick off the main card in UFC 200.
Good for him.
Way to go, Sage. Yep. Way to go if that's what's going on. You really climbed your way to the top.
Yep.
With one win.
Yep.
All right. So coming up. Miesha Tate versus Amanda Nunes. This is for the bantamweight title. A lot of people were not thinking Nunes should have got this. Should have been somebody else. The rematch with Holm maybe, or I don't know. But Tate, like I wish. So Nunes, didn't she fight on the Tate card as well? Mm-hmm. She kicked off, and that was an awesome fight. I forgot who she fought. I don't know, man. I'm gonna let the Tate train keep rolling. I think she's where she wanted to be her whole life right now. I don't think she's gonna go down. That's so cliche. She's not gonna go down without a fight. That's what I was just about to say. I fire myself from the mic after saying that. But I just think she's on too much of a high right now, and she's the most confident she's ever been. She's not letting somebody come in, take her belt at this highest level,
right.
And she gets this win, and it hopefully sets up, a rematch with Holm later.
Right.
It sets up a Ronda Rousey. I don't want another name in this mix
right.
of champions right now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think Tate gets the win too. Like you said, I think
Nunes,
I think that Tate has worked so hard to get to this point, and I don't think she's gonna give up the belt that easy. And like you said, man, that if she loses, that division becomes an all-out mess. A total, complete mess. And who knows who would fight who next. So I'm going to guess that Tate eliminates that problem, though.
Yeah.
By keeping her.
Yeah, it's a mess, man. Nunes wins that fight, and then Holm wins her fight later this month in Chicago, which I will be at for sure. 100% bringing coverage. Sorry, I know. I'm sorry. He can't go. I'm fucking going to that fight. Like
is it? Man,
I'm not even trying to rub that in either, but I'm going.
Can you pack me in a bag or something, or put me in the back seat? I'll get a wheelchair.
I'll wheel you around. Can I wheel you around?
Can they give me wheelchair accessible seating?
Yeah, I think so.
Of course, I got somebody at the door.
It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Who could it be?
Kicking Makeup Playhouse.
Yeah,
Secret word today is UFC.
Watch this, everybody. Hey, Ma!
Oh, God.
The meatloaf!
I need the meatloaf. Ma, the meatloaf.
Can you answer the door?
Oh, man.
I got somebody. He's coming. He's
man.
coming through the door. Yeah, like I said, I got work going on at the house, man. So
this is it. This is our lives.
I just say we go through this without stopping. Let's just keep going.
All right. So
it's Brock Lesnar,
Brock main event. We almost got through the whole show. We just about did it almost.
This is great.
This is awesome. The heavyweight. I can't even do it. I'm gonna bring him in. Let's listen. They're talking about doors right now.
Yep.
I just want to hear something about a door frame. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff, but they're talking about a door frame. Something going on. I think Dorsey said he wants 4 knockers on each side.
Yep.
So you have to simultaneously knock and do that.
No. You go do what you do.
Oh, no,
go ahead.
So the heavyweight fight, obviously main event right now, Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt.
Yep.
Mark Hunt wins, first round knockout. Brock Lesnar's been talking all week about how, I don't know. I'm not sure I think the Brock that came back out. It's the same Brock, but different. I don't know. He's just uber confident, man. And somebody made a good point too. He shouldn't be the main event either, because if you tested him, he's gonna test dirty too. But we didn't test him because there was an exemption. So Jones can't get that exemption, but Brock Lesnar can, who looks like a walking steroid. But he said his answer was, "I'm a big white boy, just deal with it," which was a crazy answer to me. I don't know, man.
I think Lesnar wins. I'm going against my rational logic here, and I'm gonna say he picks up the win. I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a epic fight or anything like that, but he's gonna get the W, which is gonna eventually allow him to come back once again. I think he's gonna try to do both WWE and UFC in between, and I know that they're announcing or about to announce who. I think they did this week, or it's either this week or next week, but I want to say it was this week that they announced who Brock was going to fight at SummerSlam. So I'm guessing that if he picks up a win, he's going to come back again, because you're not going to just leave off with a loss, or you're not just going to leave off and not fight in the UFC again after a victory.
Yeah,
so,
I'm really excited. I got the WWE app too for them to alert me when they make that announcement.
Wow.
it was $17.99 for the app, and I paid for that because I love wrestling, and I really am. I can't wait for them to announce who Brock Lesnar is gonna fight at SummerSlam.
Don't believe that at all.
No, I don't
believe
care
that at all.
who he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight.
Joe the Smo.
No, let me think of who Brock Lesnar is gonna fight. He is going to fight
Ultimate Warrior is dead.
Yokozuna.
Dead. See, I was joking with Ultimate Warrior.
I always do this.
Yokozuna's dead. Okay, who else?
He's gonna fight.
Give me another name.
I'll give you a heavyweight. He's gonna fight Goldberg because Goldberg's coming back.
Oh man. That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
That's huge.
That'd be fun. And
Goldberg.
both of them can fight whenever and then walk away and
Goldberg can eat smoke again like he used to do and be like,
walk through the flames and all that stuff.
I like a Goldberg Brock Lesnar fight. Has that ever happened?
I'm sure it has.
I want to see that one.
Yeah,
I would legitimately watch that recording.
I'll get in
of
contact with Vince and we'll make it happen.
All right. So, yeah, that's what's going on. That's UFC 200.
That's what's going on at the UFC.
That's what's going on there.
Got a lot of stuff going on here.
Here's what's going on. What's going on? What's this? That's what's going on in the
What
world.
you been got
Here's
going
what's
on.
going on in your neck of the woods. I mean, upcoming. Do we even talk about I think we should do another show next week.
Yes.
Obviously, to wrap up all this and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So lucky for you guys, you get the show right now, and then a few days later, you gotta get another kick and make up that wraps up all this. Upcoming though, is the UFC Fight Night. John Lineker versus Michael McDonald. That's next Wednesday, so we'll probably preview that card a little bit. Also on next Monday or next Tuesday. Tony Ferguson's on that card, which he's fighting Landon Banetta.
Like this is just like the card before UFC 200 where everything was like.
I feel
just
bad for Tony
leftover.
Ferguson because he's like, and I forgot his R, so it's Ferguson. Tony Ferguson. He should be so much higher than where he's at right now, but he's not. He should have fought Michael Chiesa, I believe, and he got injured. So that's what's going on now. And then we're gonna preview a little bit of UFC on Fox, Home versus Shevchenko. On the 23rd, and that's what we're gonna do, man. So that's it. That's UFC 200. That's the International Fight Week. Yep. We're gonna keep on keeping on.
Yep. Keep it locked on Twitter. I'm sure I'll be on Twitter.
Yeah.
Typing through tears, so you know.
Yep. Hashtag. So shout out to Analog Arcade Bar. God, this is like the most like. All right, see you guys next week. So shout out to Analog Arcade Bar, 302 Brady Street, Davenport, Iowa. Thank you for letting us shoot there. We will be back. You guys go check them out. Awesome stuff going on. Check out their website. Check out their Facebook page. Just type in Analog Arcade Bar. Really cool. Big shout out and thank you to Neon Energy Drink, our sponsor. www.glowenergy.neonenergyclub.com. And kickandmakeup.com is the website. At Kick and Makeup is the Twitter handle. Why do I say that? At Kick and Makeup is the show's Twitter. At Hybrid MMA is mine. At Jeremy J.D. Dorsey is yours. Instagram, YouTube.
Everything.
Everything.
If you need a door, get at me on Twitter. If you need siding, get at me on Twitter. Just let me know on there.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, you guys want to talk to the guy? No, that's weird. Anyway, so that's it. Kick and Make Up Show. American Hybrid Nick Cunningham. Jeremy J.D. Dorsey. Remember, don't solve it in the streets. Take it to the cage and kick and make up. I feel like I want to hammer something.
Yeah, we should.
Like we're building.
Break something or.
So much going on.